Have you ever noticed how, even in silence, your dog seems to know exactly how you're feeling? As he arrives slowly, he lies close, and he just stands there, looking at you as if to say, "I'm here. It will pass." But how do they know? How can these four-legged beings see what we hide even from ourselves? Today, we're going to talk about it, about the incredible sensitivity of dogs. If you have a companion like this, who always shows up at the right time, comment his or her name here and tell me. What was the most beautiful thing your dog has ever done for you on a difficult day? They do not speak with words, but they speak with the heart. And sometimes, everything we need, it's a snout touching us with love. Have you ever cried, and suddenly it appeared out of nowhere, as if it had been called by something invisible? Have you ever felt that look that hugs you without touching you? Tell us here in the comments. And if you love animals as much as you love breathing, this video is for you. Have you ever noticed that when everything seems to fall apart, when the urge is to hide from the world, your dog just shows up? Without needing words, without asking questions. He approaches slowly, leans his head on you, and stays there, as if his heart felt the pain of yours, as if silence speaks for both of you. There is no judgment, there is no hurry, there is only presence, the one that comforts without saying anything. It is as if they were made of a sensitivity that we humans have lost over time. While we are too busy trying to hide our sorrows, they are on the lookout. They observe our gestures. They notice our tone of voice. They feel when our touch changes. A dog knows when laughter is real and when it's just a disguise. And even without understanding the reason for our pain, they know that it is there. Science says that dogs pick up on our hormones. Our smell changes when we are sad, anxious, or afraid. But more than any explanation, what impresses is the instinct for care they have. A puppy doesn't just notice your sadness. He wants to heal. He wants to stay close, lick his hands, lie on his lap, offer the little he has, his love. And sometimes, this love is all we need, a friend who doesn't interrupt you, that doesn't tell you what to do, that doesn't charge you, doesn't judge you. It just stays. And deep down, what he's saying is, you're not alone. While I'm here, you have a peace of joy by your side. Anyone who has a dog knows this. It's like having a piece of heaven living with you. Because there are days when the world seems too big, too heavy, too confusing. But then he appears, without haste, without fanfare, with that calm look that seems to see beyond what is on the surface. And at that moment, everything slows down. Time seems to stop for a few seconds, just so you can remember that even when everything hurts, there is something pure waiting for you. His presence is like a silent hug that says, "You matter." And this kind of love is so rare that it should be treated as a miracle. It is in this type of connection that lies something that we do not always understand with reason. A dog doesn't need grand gestures to say he loves it. Sometimes he just touches his snout, lies nearby, or just watches as if watching over his broken heart until he's ready to smile again. They are not in a hurry with pain. They do not rush healing. They just stay, with loyalty, with affection, with that surrender that demands nothing in return, but transforms everything around. And that's why, when we remember the difficult moments of life, what often comes to mind are not words that someone said, but the faithful presence of a dog by our side. A dog that, even without understanding the reason for the tears, decided to be there. Who, even without having answers, offered silence. And that, even in the midst of chaos, brought peace. This is not just love. It is a kind of healing that only those who have lived it understand. And those who feel it never forget. Their presence teaches us the value of now. When we are in pain, we tend to relive the past or fear the future. But the dog calls us to the present. He leans his nose against you as if to say, "Feel this moment," because he lives in the now. He doesn't carry yesterday, nor does he worry about tomorrow. He feels what you feel today, and he chooses to stay. It is no wonder that many dogs are trained as emotional support animals. They can detect anxiety crises, anticipate seizures, and even identify symptoms of major depression. But there are also those who have not been trained, and yet they do all this naturally, as if they were born with the mission of healing someone's heart. Have you ever wondered what your dog feels when you cry? Maybe he doesn't understand the reason for the tears, but he understands the feeling. Sadness has a smell, it has energy, and dogs are experts at picking up what the eye doesn't see. They approach, sometimes silently, sometimes jumping on you as if they want to pluck you out of that dark place. Every time you say, "It's okay," and it's not, your dog knows. He notices when you come home quieter, when you stop playing, when you ignore, calls. And even so, he doesn't give up on you. Because for him, you are everything. His world revolves around you. And if your world is sad, so is his. Sometimes all he wants is to lie next to you. Not to play, nor to go for a walk. Just to be together, because he knows that his presence brings relief. And he chooses to be there, even when you don't have the strength to smile, even when everything looks gray. He is the ray of sunlight that insists on entering through the crack in the window. He doesn't need reasons to be by your side. He simply feels that this is where he should be, as if your pain was also his. And, in a way, it is, because a dog's heart connects to ours in such a deep, sincere way that it is impossible to separate one from the other in moments of fragility. He lies on the cold floor next to her, even though he has a comfortable bed waiting. Because for him, comfort is being with you. It is to smell you, to listen to your breathing, to follow the beating of your heart. His presence requires no words. It is a type of company that speaks with silence, that touches what is invisible, who understands without having to understand. He does not offer solutions, but he offers his own soul. And that, as simple as it may seem, changes everything. Because when the world inside you is falling, a small gesture, a touch of the paw, a long look can be the bridge between chaos and calm. It may be the hope you didn't even know still existed, and even when the day ends the same way it began, heavy, lonely, dark, it's still there. Steadfast, no problem. As if to say, tomorrow we will try again, together. And that promise changes everything. Because deep down, knowing that you have someone by your side, even without understanding anything that is going on, but willing to stay until everything improves, this is more than love. It is a rare type of cure that only dogs know how to offer. There are stories of dogs that saved the lives of their owners just by being present. People who were about to give up everything, but who, when they looked into their dog's eyes, found a reason to continue, because they knew that if they left, that faithful friend would wait for them, without understanding the reason for the absence. And perhaps this is the greatest power that dogs have, to remind us that we are important, that even when the world seems to forget us, there is still a being who vibrates with joy just by seeing us, who jumps, barks, and wags his tail as if to say, "You're back, I'm glad you're here." And in these moments, we understand that there is still value in our existence. They teach us about patience. How many times have you arrived tired, irritated, and yet he was there, wagging his tail, happy just because you walked in the door. No hurts, no resentments. A dog's love doesn't hold a grudge. It is whole, it's pure, it's simple. And that's exactly why it heals. A dog doesn't need you to smile to understand its pain. He feels it in your touch, in the way you lie down, in the way you walk. He notices the lightness that is missing, the brightness that has gone out. And if you let it, it will remind you, day after day, that life can still be beautiful, even on the hardest days. And the most beautiful thing is that they do all this without expecting anything in return. They don't want applause. They don't want praise. They just want to be by your side, walk with you, sleep at your feet, to accompany you in sadness, in joy, in silence. A dog loves without conditions. And this love, when we allow ourselves to feel, transforms everything. Maybe that's why so many people say that dogs are angels, because they come into our lives with a mission to teach us to love again. Show us that the heart can be healed, that sadness doesn't have to last forever, that the gentle touch of a paw can be stronger than 1,000 words. They show up without warning, but always at the right time. Sometimes, when everything is silent inside us, they make noise with their tails hitting the ground. Other times, when everything is too noisy inside, they bring peace just by looking. Dogs have the gift of transforming the ordinary into special and the sad into bearable. From them, we learn that love doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be present. And they are masters in this art of being. Perhaps what is most exciting is precisely this: the ability to love with purity, without masks, without weights, without interests. They have no agenda. They don't demand returns. They don't measure effort. They just love. And this kind of love is not forgotten. It marks the soul. It reteaches what life has often tried to erase. That sincere affection exists, that there is still goodness in the world, and that the warmth of a body lying next to you may be the answer you have been waiting for without knowing it. And when a dog crosses our path, it's not just an animal that enters the scene. It is a teacher of the soul, a four-legged therapist, a silent guardian of what we feel but cannot explain. They touch wounds that we didn't even know were open. And without saying a word, they show that there is hope, that life still holds special encounters, and that, with true love, everything can begin to heal. One bark, one look, one paw at a time. Do you remember the first time your dog comforted you? Maybe you didn't even notice it at the time. But he was there, sitting close, watching, waiting, ready to act as soon as you let him. And that kind of love, it is not found anywhere. It's rare. It is sacred. It's the kind of love that we take with us for life. And if today you are going through a difficult time, I want to remind you, look to the side. Your friend is there. Even if he doesn't understand the complexity of his pain, he does. And he stays. He does not give up, because he believes in you more than you believe in yourself. And sometimes, this look is all we need to not give up. And now that you've come this far, tell me, what was the most special moment you've ever experienced with your dog? That memory that warms the heart, just remembering. Right here in the comments, because stories like this deserve to be shared. And if your heart overflows with love for animals like mine, also write, "I love dogs," just so we can create together a chain of affection, gratitude, and true affection. If this message touched you in any way, if it made you smile, remember, or even shed a tear of longing or gratitude, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Here we believe that dog love is sacred and deserves to be celebrated every day with words, gestures, stories that touch the soul. And finally, share this video with someone who needs a word of hope. Today, perhaps this person needs to remember that the most sincere love sometimes comes with paws, licks, and eyes shining with tenderness. Let us never forget, whoever has a dog by their side has a piece of heaven walking around the house,